I'm going to talk about it today. Hopefully soon, I'm going to play you guys a version that I was working on. Hey, Tatiana, what's up? How you doing? Sparky Dust. Alex, Caspian, I just listened to your demo. I'm going to play you guys something I've been working on in a minute. And then I kind of want to like go through it and show you guys my process. You'll wait a few more minutes. Yeah, you guys are coming from all over the place. That's awesome. Fuck it, maybe we'll just go. Hexagonians tuning in. I love it. Okay, so I don't know if you guys knew, I posted this on my story a little bit ago about, I had an EP come out late 2018. It was all orchestral. And one of the tracks on there, Tide, this did fairly well. I mean, for like no publicity, and it really doesn't fit into any playlist. Let's look at how many plays it has actually. Tide has 244,000. All right, I'll take it. So what I decided to do, because it's so sweeping and orchestral, I'm like, well, damn, I wish I could play this in live sets, right? And if you're not familiar, it's the one that sounds like this. You know, and it slow moving. It's like 5 minutes. Right, you guys know which one it is. So my idea was to take these and condense them, rewrite them, or remix them into song form, and then write lyrics over them. So I got with one of my good friends, Rosie Darling, who has a couple tritonal songs. Who else has she worked with? I'm blanking. She's an amazing songwriter. She had that tritonal song, Never Be the Same. She's coming out with her own solo project very soon. So we turned this into a song. And guys, I'll talk about collabs in a minute. I'm not in that mode exactly right now. I wanted to talk about this first. So I essentially took my own work and I remixed it. And then we added lyrics to it. We wrote a song around it. And I wanted to make a version that I could play in live sets, because I can't just play a 5-minute orchestral track at a show. Like, no one would go for that. So this was my way of kind of taking a work of mine that was, I guess, doing well and sort of like re-envisioning it. So yeah, I wanted to play a little bit of it, and you guys can tell me what you think. I'm still working on it right now. But yeah, let me just play the beginning of it. So as you can hear, like, the piano melody is the same as the beginning of the original.
Am I standing or am I floating? Right now I'm not sure who I was before. Things got harder, I dropped my guard somehow. I'm drowning now. I'm upside down in the undertow, so afraid of the unknown and being alone. Tell myself, hold on a little longer, hold my breath, be a little stronger. I need to get out. It's heart is restless, and my lungs are breathless. I'm somewhere in between. What
Yeah,
I
her
want
voice is
and what
amazing.
I need. Maybe it's the lifeline, but someone who's on my side. It's hard to see me, but losing me.
So what do you guys think? Do you think that works? I obviously try to take the musical elements of Ty that you know, I guess people would be familiar with, that intro piano thing, and yeah, kind of like remix it. Nice. I'm glad you guys like it. So unfortunately, Rosie won't be singing on it. She's just singing the demo. We'll have to get another singer to sing the vocals that we wrote, because her artist project is prohibiting her from features right now, which happens. You know, that's okay. Still love her. Still an amazing human. But yeah, how much time do I invest? So this was really like a pipe dream of mine. I had this vision of like taking my orchestral stuff and like redoing it. I don't know if you guys have heard the track Nightfall. I think I've played it before. That's another one that was a trailer track, and then I like repurposed it for live sets. Yeah, there you go. The Nightfall VIP. Exact same thing. It's the same idea, where I'm taking these trailer tracks that are trailer music structure, meaning they start really tiny and then they get huge and then they get even bigger. So that isn't really pop music. Pop music kind of like fucking stays the same the entire time, or most pop music does. So I want to kind of like put it in more of a box of being able to play in live sets. Matt, there you go, buddy. I would agree with that. You are an amazing... Remember Fiddler on the Roof? Yeah. You had an amazing voice. So yeah, it's taken a while. I mean, to repurpose that track, you know, like the original would kind of sound like this, right? And it keeps building to like this point. So that's the original, and then I kind of like took that vocals. It's realistically all those instruments sidechained, added drums, and then I added this this thing on top of it. You know, like a vocal guy. Yeah, so that's the idea. I appreciate it. So the hard part is not to get too deep into the legality of it. Since this album, this EP that I've remixed these two songs or done VIP edits, whatever, it doesn't really matter. It's already signed to a label, so they have to sign off on the new master. So I recreated a version of my own song, and then even though the original was signed to a label, they still would have copyright claim over whatever I do to it. So add vocals and, you know, remix parts of it. So it's complicated because it has to go through that process. Okay, sure. I'll show you guys vocal chops. So it's a combination. First one on the downbeats, it's this thing. What is this? These are just random. This is Exhale. Exhale is really good. It's by a company called Output. And wait, let me see if I can find the. Oh yeah, okay. So the preset is Real Monsters. And this is just for some downbeat stuff. Very simple. This is a really nice engine. Exhale. Look it up. They have really, really, really great vocal stuff. But what I've really been loving lately, this is the lead line, is this thing called Arcade. I don't know if you guys have heard of this. It's a great bit of software because it is a subscription-based thing, so you just pay a really low monthly fee and then you can use it. It's similar. I think it's made by Output. It follows a similar thing that like Splice does. You know, you can pay like a monthly fee and then they always update it with new kits. So you could literally go in here and search. You can browse and search for like what instruments you want to use and you can audition them. You know, like I'm not going to change this right now, but you can even plug in key. You can plug in, like there's all these, like, I don't know what drip is. You can do samples here. What is this stuff? And it's not just vocal stuff. So this is crazy. All different stuff. What is this? This is synthy stuff. So it's like loops, right? And then all these hooked, that's vocals. These are little vocal guys. So it's the same thing as any other, you know, vocal sampler. You have these different sounds. You can change them to the key. And you also have fuller phrases. So it's essentially just like composing anything else, right? So you just start. I don't know, you just start messing around, and then what I came up with was this. I thought that was catchy. Because without that, it's kind of just the original sidechained, right?
Losing me.
It's cool, but it's not. I always do that. When I try to wave at people, I accidentally turn the camera around and you can see my face way up close. Not fun. Yeah, so that's that. Happy to discuss anything else on this, but I kind of just wanted to share that with you guys because a lot of artists are they just look for top lines and they just, you know, to me it feels artificial. And, you know, a big part of the musical process is listening to yourself, thinking, what am I excited about? What is going to make me excited? You know, and you guys know I love the trailer music and I love the dance music, but, you know, they're different worlds. So I'm thinking in terms of like, how can I share my trailer music and the things that I find beautiful, these sweeping emotional melodies, but in a more live setting context? And I guess this was the answer, you know, write a song around it, you know, and get a really emotional vocal that fits into this soundscape. Is it possible to send demos? Yeah, my email, I'll pin my email. I recently got a lot of demos and I apologize. Some of you have gotten back to, others I have not responded yet, so I apologize. I'm trying to pin this. There we go. Here's my email. Yeah, you guys can send me demos. If you're looking strictly for a collab, right now I'm finishing up a lot of my own music, so I'm not like looking for other music. But I'd be happy to give feedback. I'd be happy to answer any questions. You know, some of you have been sending me stuff where you're using a lot of orchestral elements, which is phenomenal. I love that. That's super cool. Totally happy to listen, give any feedback. If you're wanting to learn more about that style of composition. Yeah, fuck it. I'm just going to play the second half of this for you guys. Let's play it from this hook. I'm also a huge fan of just vocals and vocoder. This is a really neat plugin called Harmony Engine. It's made by Antari, the same people that do Auto-Tune. So right now, this is just Rosie's vocal, her demo, and then just me playing chords around it. These are the chords if you're interested.
My lungs are breathless. I'm somewhere in between what I want and what I need. Maybe it's a lifeline, someone who's on my side. It's harder than it seems. Losing you, losing me.
Yeah, so that's what I've been hyped about now. That sort of style of writing. And somebody asked about samples. It depends. What do I use to make music? Well, that's a tough question. I can answer more specific ones. Do I make my own samples? It depends. I usually don't just load in one thing and use it. I like to layer. So, for instance, we can go through this drop. This kick is 2 kicks. It's a deeper, thumpier one that gives me a lot of low end. It's down here. Whoops, sorry. Down there. It's resonating really, really, really deep, and it's high pass. I'm sorry, it's low pass. So it's cut off at 1740. Anything above 1,740 frequencies is cut off. So if you just listen to the drop with just that guy, you're missing all the top end of that kick. Okay? So the other half is this guy, and this is just the top. Right? Hear how brittle it is? This one is high passed at 275 hertz, meaning nothing below there. So all the sub bass is gone. This guy is representing the top. Now listen to this drop without the bottom one, it's the top. Right? It's non-existent. And hear them together. Okay, and then my claps are also layered. I like big reverbed claps, so we have this guy. And then we have this punchy snare. And then we have this this hollow snare that whips. It's really thick. Right? So that's my whole backbeat. One thing I do, yeah, like, okay, I think El Fuego, you asked about Cashmere. Yeah, this is a Cashmere fill. This is like a little acoustic, okay? That's layered with a verb clap, right? This guy. Just adds a nice reverb tail, so together, right? That happens on beat 4 of... I am using a wide ride cymbal. It's right here. It's on the off beats. Okay? This guy. So this guy's going on the off beats to give a nice accent between the snare hits. See? Yep. And to be honest, this kick is a lot thinner than what I'm used to doing. If you guys know my other music, like, you know, listen to the drop on Potion. Like, that that kick is fucking huge. So a big part of drum programming is figuring out, and I will be the first to admit, I'm not the best at drums. I struggle with kick drums. You know, I'm always trying to make them sound bigger and wider. Sorry, not wider. Bigger and just like taking up more space. I feel like a lot of EDM lacks that. And dance music is like a lot of the stuff that comes out, the kicks are just underwhelming and they're thin. They're like, you know, and I want something that's like, you know, more like a distorted kick drum. That's really hard to fit with side chaining synths, and especially sub bass, because there's so much going on. You know, that can get really, really, really conflicted. This uses a much shorter one, and playing without the kick, you'll notice how the synths side chain a lot differently. I'll pull up the side chain actually to show you guys. But where is it? Here we go. So let's just play it without the kick. Look how short this side chain is. It literally just goes whoop, and it doesn't like evolve slowly. It just pulls out. So all of the drop synths are going through this guy. It's called Shaper Box. They make volume shaper. They make a lot of different good automation plugins, volume automation plugins. So yeah, this is a bit different. This is a bit more like, I wouldn't call it pop. I mean, I guess it is. It's a little bit more mainstream. You know what it sounds like? It sounds a lot like Griffin, if I'm going to be honest. Maybe not as epic, but like he came out with this song. Listen to this drop. I heard this the other day and I'm like, oh shit, this sounds a lot like it.
Go down, baby.
Listen to how thin that kick is. It's not necessarily bad. I think it works with something like this. But if you have a bigger kick, you need a longer side chain, right? You need a longer envelope for those synths to be pulled out of the way. Listen to like Elenium's earlier stuff. That's a really good example of how to make that work. My experience though, shorter kick, a little bit more mainstream. It makes it a little bit more pop, I guess, versus something like a Lenium track or like, you know, that Potions remix or my track Delineate uses a much bigger kick, so it has to get out of the way, or Fix You. Cool. Yeah. All right. That's really all I wanted to do with that. If you guys have questions or whatever, if you want to talk about literally anything, I know it's been a really fucking crazy few weeks, especially in the United States. We don't have to get political. But what orchestral stuff do I use? I've answered this question